Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shemi Awashai Bahashimaka Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom, salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the humble elect tabernacle of David, Neil Yahshua with a quick lesson. The lesson will be called Skeletor Spits Doom and Gloom. Skeletor spits doom and gloom, or Babylon the Great, right, is fallen. Babylon the Great is over. It's over. Okay, and that's what Skeletor is bringing out. Right? Babylon the Great is fallen and is fallen. And everybody knows it. Skeletor knows it. And Skeletor's tone is this. I told you so, I'm prepared. Everybody else isn't. I told you so, I'm prepared, and everybody else isn't. So the name again, Skeletor spits doom and gloom. Babylon is fallen. Let's see. What shall we open with? Let's get one. Let's get that. Is fallen. Yeah, right there. 14, let's see. Let's start here. 14 and then 18. 14. Let's get them both. Revelation 14:8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, is fallen. How do you know it's Babylon the Great? Because it says that great city. Babylon, that great city. Or Babylon the Great. Okay. Is fallen because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Everybody right now is clearly mad at Babylon. And you should be understanding this right now. We made everybody mad. Okay? Part of that, look at this. Sexual, where's that? Of her sexual immorality. What is that? This is, what does it mean that who has made all nations drink of the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality? That means, in Iran, it means you can take off the hijab. You don't have to carry on like they want you. You don't have to cover up. You could be a hoe. That's what this means. Because they'll go over there and say, look, Iran, we'll manage your oil. We'll steal your natural resources if you just do what we tell you to do. First thing, you got to let your women be hoes. And that's what this means. It means she who made all nations drink of the wine of the passion of her sexual immorality. Okay? What they do is they take their doctrine over there, which says, oh no, women can don't have to do what a man says, can put their hand on their hip, talk back to a man, and not be punished for it. And those people don't want that over there. Just like the Native American Indian, there's a meme that says, well, we used to go out and hunt buffalo all day, come back, and then make love to our women. Who would disturb that? Well, this. Okay, Babylon. That was brought over here. That Babylonian magic, that Talmudic, that was Ham and them, right? But then it was brought over here, right? When Gad and them were over here chilling. Anyway, went a little far on that. Let's let Skeletor go on and break it down, okay? Because everything that I just said, lamentations, mourning, and woe, that's what Skeletor is about to bring out here. Salaki. So I won't go to the other one, but let's get this. Easy E 2 and 10, talking about this Bible, Ezekiel 2 and 10 in the NIV, which he unrolled before me. On both sides of it were written words of lament and mourning and woe, King James, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. Now we're going to let Skeletor break things down in the increments of lamentations, mourning. Listen to his vocabulary, if you will. See if they give us if they give. Oh, let's see what Skeletor is talking about. Skeletor speaks.
Good morning, everyone. I've got some breaking news here for you about the corporate corruption that is happening across our country and why this conflict is never going to end. They are entering us into a new period of never-ending crisis, and you can tell from the information that we have. In the second quarter of 2025, ExxonMobil made $7.25 billion.
Now, he's about to explain, right? What he's about to break down spells one thing, okay? He's about to break down that the whole oil war, all of it, is about enriching the rich. And everything else is about the New World Order, especially World War III. He's about to break it down and start it again. Understand what he's about to say from the top. With all the lamentations, mourning, and woe, we're headed into the NWO. It's all about enriching the oligarchs, if you will, especially World War III. He's about to explain it quick. Listen up front.
Good morning, everyone. I've got some breaking news here for you about the corporate corruption that is happening across our country and why this conflict is never going to end.
This conflict meaning the war. How this conflict plays into ushering in the NWO. It's more about that than these people are fighting each other. Understand what he's about to say. One more time.
Good morning, everyone. I've got some breaking news here for you about the corporate corruption that is happening across our country and why this conflict is never going to end.
So those two are connected.
They're entering us into a new period of never-ending crisis, and you can tell from the information that we have. In the second quarter of 2025, ExxonMobil made $7.25 billion. Chevron made $3.1 billion. BP, $2.35. Oil is very stable. And it's repetitive in that companies will have both highs and lows at the same time every year. Now, the same quarter in 2026, right in the middle of this Middle Eastern fight, ExxonMobil is at $14.5 billion, Chevron at $12 billion, BP at almost $6 billion. Exxon doubled its profit, Chevron went up 4 times, BP more than doubled. So who's really winning and losing here?
We stop it right there. Now, you're supposed to understand from that very point what the fuck is going on. Okay? If you don't understand what's going on, after he just broke that down, everything is below that. What is above the war? Well, them making money. That means they're conducting the war and making you believe that there's a war going on, right? as they usher in the NWO. All right, now, is there a war going on? There will be, because the Most High is doing that. All right, it is His determination to do what? It is my determination. Let's get that real quick. To what? Gather. Okay, and the gathering, what? Where does the gathering take place? In the valley of Yahweh. What's going to happen there? It is my it is, for it is my what? Determination. See if I can find this. For woo. Let me look it up on the phone because it's going to fight me here. Meaning it might be let's lock it. Bear with me, Baba Show. Zeph 3 and 8. See, of course, it's going to fight me. The devil is out, y'all. Zephaniah. Zephyr? The hell is that? See? So, okay, bear with me. Spiritual demon 3 and 8. Oh, I got the wording wrong. Okay, so Zephaniah 3 and 8. Okay, real quick. Therefore, and here's the message. All right, here's the message of the lesson that just popped up, the spiritual. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Period. Stop. There's your spiritual message on this Shabbat. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For the Most High's determination is what? To gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You know what this goes into? This goes into the gospel. The most important word in the gospel is what? The acceptable day of vengeance. This is it. That's it. You understand? This is what the gospel, this is the main point of the gospel, is that get back. What is the good news? That get back. What's the good news? Hold on, hold it right there. Salakia, I got my phone in. Bear with me for a moment. Bear with me, bear with me. Ain't gonna be too long. Lovingly. The acceptable. Able day of. Why did that switch? Right? Sometimes you just got to make sure, right? What is this? What's this? Is this not the gospel? Right? Isn't this the gospel? Or am I wrong about that? This is the gospel. Right? Let's read it. I like acceptable day. Where's that at? And the day, the acceptable year and the day. Okay, so that's good enough. Let's read the King James. Is this not the gospel? Let's see. Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord, power is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach the gospel, good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year. What? The acceptable year and the acceptable, right? And the day, the acceptable year and the day of vengeance. What is that? This is the gospel. Revenge of our God. Why? To comfort all that mourn. So we want our comfort. You understand? Going back to what? What is the acceptable day of vengeance? This day. This day right here. So I'll keep bear with me. 3:8. Therefore, wait ye, Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that, what is that day? That's the acceptable day. That's the day of vengeance. Until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is what? To gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour out my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Let's go to the gathering. Joel, is it 3? Is it 3? Joel 3:2. I will also gather. Who's doing this gathering? Why? I will also gather all nations and bring them down in where? Into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Why? This is the acceptable day of vengeance. Got a hit list and everything. See? Here's the payback. Recompense. Okay? Doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what let's be specific. I will gather not the nations, but the armies of those nations, the armies of the world in World War III. See that? Specifically, I will gather all nations. Oh yeah, we're going to have a meeting. Nope, we're going down there to fight. How's the gathering? Oh, come down here and handle this fight that Trump just can't seem to pull himself away from it. Nigga, you already lost the war. Why are you guys going down into that area? Because the Most High is doing the gathering. There's nothing you can do but go. It's an ambush. We'll gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I ambush the fuck out of them. And they don't have a chance. There will I enter into what? Judgment. What is that? That's that recompense. It explains it all. Okay, anyway, Salakia.
Well, it's you and me. We're losing. The governments who tax these companies, they are winning.
So, this is the time that we're in. If you're at mirth right now, You're mirthing right over the doom and gloom. You don't want to see the doom and gloom. Skeletor is like this. The doom and gloom is here. And I'm ready for it. Yeah, you're ready to feed us. Like a blackbird. Whether you know it or not. You get chased right up out of your spot. Right? And the elect of Israel are going to have a great meal. Tell us about it.
And the companies themselves are winning. What's happening is that these oil giants are not suddenly paying 4 times as much to get every barrel out of the ground. The selling price goes through the roof, while a lot of the underlying costs don't move an inch or anything close to that much, and then you end up with billions of dollars in more profit. As the ships sit in the Strait of Hormuz waiting for American or...
He said profit. See? I told you he was a prophet. Skeletor said profit.
Strait of Hormuz waiting for American or Iranian green lights for them to pass through. Some nerd at BP is sitting in his Excel spreadsheet. He's profit maxing.
Profit.
How much money in some other universe could they have made? Maybe. On another timeline. And then they're increasing the prices at those exact figures. I have a real hard time looking at the things that we are seeing right now and seeing them as isolated events. There's an ungodly amount of money that is attached to war.
Ungodly. Must be the devil, Skeletor, who you're actually in bed with. Right? Look at that dome.
AI, food shortages, oil, weapons, shipping, rebuilding security, government contracts, surveillance technology. An ungodly amount of money is attached to all of it.
And what is it called? It's called the image of the beast. Say that again. What he just described is the image, the infrastructure. Listen.
AI, food shortages, oil, weapons, shipping, rebuilding security, government contracts, surveillance technology. An ungodly amount of money is attached to all of it.
Smart cities.
If you sit on the toilet, bear down.
Smart cities. Robo society, if you will. Doom and gloom from Skeletor. Go ahead, Scully.
They have built is a system that rewards them from chaos. And so what they produce is chaos.
Doom and gloom.
And when I have some friends and family that tell me, well, this is temporary, it's really going to be over soon, there's no worry about it, I remind them that that might have been a stable form of thinking in the 1990s, because you always saw fluctuations. During a presidential campaign, you would remember that we were introduced to a lot more violence during that.
A lot more violence. Skeletor is a prophet of doom and gloom. Okay? Now, it's very hard to tell if Skeletor is actually white or red right here. He's pretty close to white. Right? He's pretty close. What you on there, Scully? You must be on that white. All pale and shit.
1 year, year and a half period. But right now, things are completely different. The violence, the chaos, it never ends. And that's because
Skeletor gonna pull that hood over in a minute and be in that white hood. The truth is gonna come out. Is that you, Skeletor?
it is profitable for these companies to have.
You said profit.
For certain industries, there's suddenly a lot of companies that are very heavily invested in keeping things chaotic. And that makes things harder for you and me.
Harder, chaotic. Okay? He's not saying nothing good. Right? If he says something good, it's for the rich and how much money they're making. And then, with the balance of that, you're locked in a cage called a 15-minute or a smart city.
Now, you and I both know that the power grid is probably one of the dumbest weaknesses that we have allowed government to create. Everything that we depend on, water treatment, grocery stores, our banks, our cell phone towers, every hospital, the internet as a whole,
Here it comes. Here comes the doom and gloom. Look at it. He's setting up for it. Rub my eye.
Traffic controls. We build a society where everything has to work together at the exact same time. And then we tied even more onto that into networks. Networks that aren't guaranteed or even meant to remain stable. And I know that we don't need an EMP that pushes our faces into Stone Age dog poop to...
He said an EMP. If you're catching what he's laying down the doom and gloom that's coming. Everybody right now is talking about some blackout, right? They're waiting for it.
EMP that pushes our faces into Stone Age dog poop to get screwed. Knock out enough substations, or if they start messing with the payment processing. I just read a report that cybersecurity experts at the cell phone company T-Mobile, one of the big two inside of our country, they had to take an actual axe and sever a physical line because they saw that China was infiltrating the network. So if you mess up fuel distribution and you're able to disrupt communications or hit a few water systems, and we are seeing each one of these things right now. And as a society that cries when TikTok goes down, we're going to have an enormous amount of violence inside of our country within 5 to 6 days.
After the lights go out. I'm going to stop it right there. Let's type this in for S and G's. Blackout incoming. See what kind of dates we get on this. Yesterday, 8 years. 19 hours. Warning. Oh, that's Dabu. Let's go right there. This was yesterday. See? This is trending right now. And they're hiding 18 hours. That's Steve Ram. Dabu and Steve Ram. That's all you need. All you need now is Jason. What's Patrick Longbeard, Patrick Redbeard, right? Humphrey, Patrick Humphrey, nigga. Look at this. Doom and gloom. Everybody's on doom and gloom. Dabu spits doom and gloom. Nationwide blackout yesterday. Incoming. Look, I type in blackout incoming. Up pops Dabu yesterday. Okay. From the top.
We have fresh warnings now on a lights out situation. This time warning of a mammoth nationwide blackout that could specifically last 18 months. And they're saying that there's weaknesses in our grid, and we've known this for some time. But the former Federal Energy Regulatory Commission head, John Wellenhoff, says that he has seen for too long vulnerabilities and that the public just doesn't understand where we...
Yeah, we understand. So, if they can pull off a war and quadruple their billions in everybody's face, they could certainly shut off the lights and cause chaos. So what the hell do you think is next? Because they don't give a shit about life. Look at the genocide. Look at the war. All they got to do is shut off the lights. What's next? All right? So as far as doom and gloom, right? Skeletor's on it. Okay. Let me go back to this and I'll go ahead and close. Where's my Lamentations? doom and gloom. The prophets of doom and gloom. Ezekiel 2 and 10. In the King James, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. All right, so check Skeletor out, and understand that. He's doing his part. I ain't mad at Scully. With that, we pray that the elector edifies you, brothers and few sisters. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.